Ooh-wee. Hey, Lucy Underwood, how are you? You're the first contestant on the Discussions with DD Parker. Welcome. We do this for YouTube. We do IG. Well, you're off now, but thank you for at least inquiring. Direct TV. Joey Cakes. You're the second, but the first hopped off. I got a good one today. Well, really not a good one, but a sad one today. Because what is going on with these kids, Joey? Oh, my goodness. We'll get into it, but I need a couple more. I'm actually late, but I did do a thing saying I was going to be late today. I had to go into the office. But, yeah, I'm here. And we are going to get into it. But bear with me a second, Joey Cakes. You know me. I'm waiting for the folks. I got to get onto Twitch. I'm getting on Twitch now. But the rest of them. They're nuts. Yeah, these kids, like, what is going on with this generation of kids? Where some of the things that they're learning and then acting out is just, wait till you hear the story, Joey Cakes. I mean, this story, like, really broke my heart because, baby, had this happened to my daughter, and the fact that we gonna talk, Joey. We gonna talk. So, but yeah, I'm getting onto Twitch now. It's almost the weekend. Yay! And then, Joey, we might get into it, and then these other folks, what they're gonna have to do is just catch up, which is okay by me. No, I left Birmingham. I'm no longer in Birmingham. I'm in Atlanta now. I work for Kiss 104.1 in Atlanta. So yeah, I'm back in the A. Happy to be back in the A. Absolutely happy to be back in the A. So yes, no longer in Birmingham. We left Birmingham. But thank you for asking. I've been hopping around, Joey, but been able to stay in radio. So, and that's a blessing on its own with so many people being laid off and, radio nowadays. Big shout out to my radio family because it is rough out here. Trust me, I know. All right. Like I said, the other people are just going to have to play catch up. But Discussions with DD Parker, welcome. We are active on Twitch now. YouTube, welcome. This is pre-recorded, so this is a pre-recorded podcast. So, welcome. Joey Cake said, "Hey, man of purpose, nice. I'll be there cheering on my Bills on Monday Night Football." Oh, you're coming to the A? Yes, it is. It is. Okay, there, Joey. Yep. Well, welcome to the A. All right, let's get into it. Welcome again to Discussions with DD Parker. We do this every day, usually at 2:00. But this is a very disturbing story that I think we need to get into because what is going on with these kids today? Because it seems like ATL, Shawty, you already know. It seems like these kids are getting out of hand. But a Cleveland mother says her 5-year-old daughter was beaten and sexually assaulted by a group of children ages 8, 9, and 10. Claims that they forced sticks down her throat in private area. Says some will not face charges due to their ages. What would you do as a parent? And then what is going on with these kids? I mean, that's the main topic today. What is going on with these kids? Because where is a 8, 9, and 10-year-old learning this type of behavior? Where did they see this at? Right. Joey Cake said, OMG. Yes. Where did they see this type of behavior and not facing no charges? There's a thing called street justice. Because, baby, somebody gonna have to come see me. Mama, daddy, somebody. Because, yeah, this is terrible. So, I'll read the full story. I mean, according to Kenny Brew, the incident happened on September the 13th while her daughter was staying at a trusted family member's home. As Kim Brew underwent a medical procedure, She says she received a call saying her child had walked out of the house and couldn't be found. Hey, mama. When she arrived, Kinbrew claimed she found her daughter inside an EMS truck. I found my daughter unresponsive, bloody with her hair pulled from her scalp, her body covered in bruises, her fingernails filled in dirt, her eyes filled with blood, her neck showing signs of strangulation, her mouth and lips bloody, and her private area filled with debris and dirt, and a big lump on her head, she wrote. For my new folks, we are talking about what is going on with these kids today. A Cleveland mother says her 5-year-old daughter, yeah, I'm with you, man, of purpose. Somebody gonna have to come see me. Your mama gonna have to square up. Daddy gonna have to square up. Cousins, aunties gonna have to square up. I'm just saying. But a Cleveland mother says her 5-year-old daughter was beaten and sexually assaulted by a group of children ages 8, 9, and 10. Claims they forced sticks down her throat in private area, and says some will not even face charges due to their ages. So the first question is, what are you doing as a parent? And second question is, what is going on with these kids? What is going on with these kids? Where would they even see to do something like this? I mean, I know movies have graphic stuff, but geesh, that is brutal. I said that, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see somebody. Joey Cakes said, vengeance is mine. Say it's Joey Cakes. I know that's right. Joey Cakes, you know me, said, I defend mine without apologies. Whatever needs to be done. Yeah. Because you might not be facing, Mama said video games. Is that what they, beat her for? Was it over video games? Man of Purpose said, wow, that's crazy. The devil is busy stealing, destroying our youth. Absolutely. Because a 5-year-old girl should never have to go through anything like this. So again, what is going on with these kids? Where are they getting stuff? Oh, Mama said video. I got what you're saying now, Mama. You're saying they're seeing... Listen, boyfriend plays video games, and I don't see graphic stuff in video. Like them beating and sexually assaulting women in these video games. I don't know what video games... But yeah, that's where they're seeing all this violence. That could be a factor, but to that level, I mean, again, I have a boyfriend, he plays video games, he's a gamer. I've never witnessed anything like that in a video game. Like, that is just beyond, like, I mean, I don't know what I would do as his mother. And the fact that these kids some of them might not even face charges, like, yeah, again, I'm coming to see about somebody, because they might not be facing criminal charges, but no, yeah. Mama said that's where they're seeing all the violence. Joey Cake said, I can handle myself, but don't ever touch my kids or grandkids. Period. Joey Cakes, I'm with you. Period. Ever would go to war. I go to war about my mama. I don't play about that lady. Much alone if I had some children and this happened, and then to know the fact that they may not face charges, baby, Mama said I was ready to fight for less. Okay? For less. Because they done ripped the baby's hair clean from her scalp. I'm looking at the pictures. Terrible. Clean from her scalp. Joey Cake said, ever. I mean, these kids might not be facing, they can't face charges, but something needs to happen. Again, what is going on with these kids? What is going on with our youth? Because this don't make no sense right here. 8, 9, and 10, I would never. 8, 9, and 10, I'm trying to think of what I was doing at night, 8, 9, and 10. You understand what I'm saying? Like, shouldn't they be playing outside? I don't know. Joey Cake said, I prefer that the police not pick them up. I hear you. Because, Joe, you said they going to go light on them. You said they gonna go light on, not you so much. I get what you're saying, Joey. But if I have any new folks, we are discussing. A Cleveland mother says her 5-year-old daughter was beaten and sexually assaulted by a group of children ages 8, 9, and 10. Claims they forced sticks down her throat in private area. I'm different, Dee Dee. I hear you, Joey. Some will not even face charges due to the ages. And the mother said she found her daughter unresponsive, bloody by an EMS truck. Her hair pulled from her scalp, her body covered in bruises, her fingernails filled with dirt, her eyes filled with blood, her neck showing signs of strangulation, her mouth and lips bloody, her private area filled with debris and dirt, and a big lump on her head. That's what her mother is saying. She said she went on to say a group of bigger kids around ages 8, 9, and 10 walked up to my daughter, presenting themselves as friendly, took her by the hand and walked her to a field that was far away from the residence. They beat her daughter until she was unconscious, ripped out her hair. They held her daughter down and then they sexually assaulted her. They also shoved sticks down her throat and her private areas. Terrible. 8, 9, and 10. 8, 9, and 10. What is going on with our kids? Mama said every parent of kids involved would feel my wrath. Every parent gonna feel it. Every parent. Because you should teach your son. You should have taught your sons better. You should have taught your sons better. A 5-year-old baby, like what are we doing? A 5-year-old baby, you do this to. And again, I know, Mama, you said the video games again. I don't see nothing like this in no video games. Joey Cake said, to you, Mama, facts, Mama. I beat them for not having control over their own kids. Oh, no, the parents going to have to see about it. The parents are definitely going to have to see about it. But what is going... I mean, because this ain't the first situation. There are other situations, of course, out here like this. Again, this made it to social because it's a 5-year-old baby, you know. But what is going on with these kids? What is going on with these kids? Why are they so violent? This is a violent act. Like, I would, if an adult did this, still not acceptable. But children, these are kids in 8, 9, 10. Not even teenagers. Like, what are we doing? So, did I not go live on Twitch? Because I do not see you, Twitch. Okay, there y'all are. There is my Twitch. I don't know who's on Twitch, but what up? It's probably Mr. Awesome. So I appreciate you, Mr. Awesome, for being on Twitch. But yeah. I mean, that's crazy world we live in. Like, what is going on with these kids? For them to even act out and do something like this. I feel for that mother. You know, because, geesh, you know, you drop your kid off thinking that they're going to be safe somewhere, and then you come back to find out this happens. You know, it's damn near, your babies ain't safe nowhere these days. Ain't nowhere safe. So, just a shame. Again, just a shame. I think, I think these kids, even though they're babies, I think they should face charges. I'm sorry. 8, 9, 10, they not babies. You pulled somebody's hair, you ripped their clothes off, and these not babies. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they should be charged as you did an adult crime. You want to be grown, right? What up got you opening your teeth? You want to be grown? Now you need to face grown consequences. And these are the consequences of your actions. Got you opening your teeth. Send me... I gotta go. I gotta call you when we get off here. But we're talking about today, what is going on with these kids? Because a Cleveland mother says her 5-year-old daughter was beaten and sexually assaulted by a group of children ages 8, 9, and 10. Claims they forced sticks down her throat and private area. Says some will not even face charges due to their ages. But I say, if you want to be grown, then you got to face these grown consequences. Definitely should be some type of punishment. And Mama said they be raised by out of control parents. And then Joey Cake said, my nephew's stepfather whipped him with a belt without his mom's consent. So guess what I did to him right in the middle of the street. He was too embarrassed to call the police. This was my deceased brother's son. Oh, wow. So you said, yeah, you will not, I bet you won't do that again. Hear you. Yeah, I mean, or I got another twist to this. Should the parents be charged? Should the parents be charged? What up, got you opening and tea?
Please.
Should these parents be charged for these kids' offensive act?
How old are the children again?
So I'll read it because we got some other folks on. What up, Nova? Cleveland mother says her 5-year-old daughter was beaten and sexually assaulted by a group of children ages 8, 9, and 10. Claims they forced sticks down her throat in private area. Some will not face charges due to their ages.
Then that should go. I mean, I can understand that with them not being charged because of the age, but then that's when you charge the parents because at some point, you know what I'm saying, parents have to be liable for the actions of their children.
Yeah.
I
Enough
mean,
is
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I just finished having a conversation with my son.
enough.
Like, dude, you know, things that you do could fall on me. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And like I've always told my children and anyone around me, like, yo, dude, you knowing me or you being my child is a direct reflection of me. So you out here wilding out, then that shows what type of person am I, what type of
Right.
individual am I, what type of
Parent
parent
you
am I.
were.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And if I'm hanging out with you and you out here doing wild stuff, then what type of person am I? I'm hanging out with you. What that say for me?
Right.
So yeah, I think parents definitely need to be accountable. And a lot of times, you know, we have these hood famous and ghetto fad parents, man, that feel like can't nobody say nothing to their child, but their child is out here acting up. But then, yet, the moment you tell your child, I'm a bust this, and I'm a man, listen, go somewhere with that.
Yeah.
Also, I told you I had a situation with my oldest daughter when she was younger. We were living in VA, and a little boy hit her with a little, I don't know, some toy. I don't know, he was playing or whatever. And he went to run down the street. I ran down the street and I grabbed him and brought him right back to the house. So you see that right there? That's mine. You don't put
Right.
your hands on her. That's mine. Now you go back down there, you tell your uncle what I did and what I said, and you can't come up here for a whole week. His uncle came back up the hill, and her grandmother happened to be at the house. She was like, Joe, you know what he do? And so what? I don't care what he do. He came to the house. I told him what happened. He was like, yo, my bad, Joe. I got you, man. So he
But that's
started beating his nephew all the way back down the street.
but that's that mentality. It takes a village. We don't have that no more. But yeah.
It's embedded in me. I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
that's like if I see you and you know you got your child out. That's niece and nephew off tops. Yo,
Right.
what you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna snatch you up. You out here adding up. I feel like that's what we need.
So take away the because the parents are not going to be charged.
I know that.
So some of these kids are not going to face charges due to their ages. What are you doing as a parent? And Joey Cake said, "Facts, bro. What are you doing as a parent?"
What up, Joey? I mean, shit. As a parent, I'm whooping the hell out of that kid.
You said you
I'm
not.
sorry.
Wait, I'm not gonna whoop the kid. I'm gonna whoop the parent.
Nah, I'm gonna whoop the hell out of my kid. My child did that. If you ain't facing charges, you ain't facing charges in court. You're gonna face charges at home.
Okay.
I'm gonna whoop the hell out of you. I
Would
come
you
from
be
that era.
would you be opposed like if the parents came and they stepped to you on something like, "Yo, no, you gonna have
Nah, no, because like that's they have that right. That's yo, I would do the same thing. My daughter, shit, boy, I'm gonna clap my no man. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. My daughter? Nah, yo. And you did what to her? No. Yeah, I gotta go see somebody. And I know I can't touch the kid. So guess
right,
what? You got all rights to come see me. You dig what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I didn't do something. I guarantee you, most of the kids come from a single parent home. And there's a mother at the house and not a father.
with the
And I
with
hate
these
to say it like that.
9-year-old thing. But where do they? Where do the 8, 9, 10 years old? Do you remember what you were doing at 8, 9, and 10 years old? It wasn't.
Yeah, I was playing with G.I. Joe and Transformers. But
Where
we
are they?
don't. But we in a whole different era. We didn't have social media. We ain't have, and right now these kids got too much access at the at the palm of their hands, and most of these parents ain't watching what they doing. So they exposed to a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, even if we watched porn when we was a kid, you still had it didn't come on till like the wee hours of the night, and then you had to put in a code and all types of craziness to get it. You know what I'm saying? Now you could just look that shit up on your phone.
But for them to know to rip the little girl's clothes off and
Then it's been done and seen somewhere somehow. That I can guarantee you. Children react that age. Children react upon what they've seen
unless it's being done to them.
or is being done to them.
Right. Um, Now, no, my kids know that they would catch it from me. Mama said, I think the kids should have to do some community service or some punishment because there should be consequences. I don't think community service is enough for
I
them.
mean, I definitely believe there should be consequences, but community service is not going to do it. But then at the time, we're talking about 8 and 9 year olds. Yes, I'm pretty sure they know what they did was wrong, but they don't know the significance of the magnitude of what they did, how wrong it was. Their mind is not that developed yet to justify that.
It was that developed to 6 year and sex assault a 5 year old
But
girl.
again, this is what's probably seen. They've probably seen this. I mean, they got access to the phones, whatever. Oh, this is embarrassment. They don't understand the emotional aspect of what that is. You understand what I'm saying? Or what that could do to this child later on in life as that child gets older, emotionally, mentally, physically. You dig what I'm saying?
This Oscar, this
Them,
been forever. But for my new folks on here, we're talking about a Cleveland mother says her 5 year old daughter was beaten and sexually assaulted by a group of children. Beaten. I got to put it out there because what the eight. Anyway, a group of children ages 8, 9, and 10 claim they forced sticks down her throat in private area. Says some will not be charged due to their ages. What is going on with our youth, and what are you doing as a parent? Joey Kick said, "Oh, I would totally understand their anger if my kids were involved with this foolishness."
of
Um,
course.
what up, Chev? Joey Cake said, "Oh, or you had to sneak daddy's porn tapes and magazines." Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't wait till I got suspended. You hear me? I knew them tapes was had in that.
You knew where he was gonna be at.
I knew where they
Never
was
come.
at. You know?
But Chef, we're talking about today. What is going on with the youth? Because there was a 5 year old who was beaten and sexually assaulted by a group of children ages 8, 9, and 10. Um, they forced sticks down her throat in private area, and now some of them are not going to be charged due to their ages. So, what is going on with our youth, and what are you doing as a parent? What are you doing? Me and Got You Open ENTs agreed. I'm going to see about somebody got to get seen. Somebody, kids, mama, auntie, cousins, uncles. Somebody got to get sick.
Listen, I got a bunch of little bitty cousins that about their age that I'm like, yo, handle that while I handle moms over there. Well, not I can't handle moms, but I got somebody that's gonna handle. Again, I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, most of these kids come from a single parent home with the mother, and
And,
there's no telling what they've seen their mother do.
and then you got some of those parents that think their kids are just angels and have halos over them. And
Of
them
course.
bad
And
little mother.
they be the bad ones. You can't tell
Oh
them,
my
no,
God.
man. The teacher say, yo, your child is a terror. Oh, my child don't do this. He don't do no
Right.
wrong. Okay, guess what? You're gonna be visiting your child in Rikers.
I'm sorry. I don't think community service is enough for the crime that these kids committed. Uh, and Super Pat, we're talking about a mother who says her 5 year old daughter was beaten and sexually assaulted by a group of children ages 8, 9, and 10. Claims they forced sticks down her throat in private area. Some of them will not face charges due to their ages. So we're talking about what is going on with these kids and what are you doing as a parent. And I was just saying, I don't think community service is. I don't think that's a good enough punishment.
So
Um,
why not? I think all the children that were involved, I really think that somebody needs to sit down, a counselor needs to sit down with them and have a psyche eval with them to ask them why they did this or what prompt them to think that this was okay to do to this young lady. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and then once you do that, then you can get to the bottom of where their psyche was and where it stemmed from, because it has to stem from something.
Absolutely, I agree with you. It has to stem from something, but
Look at R. Kelly. I hate to bring him up like that, but like,
no,
yo,
no, no.
what he did stem from what happened to him as a child
Right,
without getting help. So
right.
again, if this is what's happened, then this is probably something that happened to these children on one of them or a few of them, and they reciprocated that back upon this young lady.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Yeah,
possibility. I mean,
yeah,
it definitely needs to be some therapy put into place.
definitely,
But
definitely.
service, I don't believe, I believe you were grown enough to commit this crime. Now you should be grown enough to face the consequences of your actions, whether that be you going to jail or your parents going to jail.
Hey, yo, Soup, I hear you say you want to sue them, but like sue what? We talking about 9 times out of 10 they were some hood cats. So who you suing? What you getting? Some welfare cheese? Like for
Ah,
real? What we
terrible,
getting out of it?
terrible. I mean, I'm sure they did start a GoFundMe account, so she does have a GoFundMe. Let me see if I could click. She said, "Hey
And
guys, I
what's it
saw."
GoFundMe for?
I'm gonna read it. She said, "I
Oh,
got all of your messages asking me to set up a GoFundMe for the little girl's name is Anne Marie. I don't want anything from anybody, just genuine support and love. But seeing how much you guys really want to give for her, I set up one for her. I didn't put a goal, only $1 because it's not about the money for us. I need you to know this is real and affecting our everyday life. But thank you for all of Marie's internet aunties and uncles who want to help. Beautiful little girl." Beautiful child. Did not deserve that at all. Super Pat said, whatever they got is going to be mine. Garnish their wages.
and if they ain't working, you hitting the child support?
Garnish their wages. I don't want to hit them in the pocket. Now I need to hit them where it hurts at. And I don't again think community service is good enough. Because again, what lesson are they gonna learn by serving
That's
community
that's
service?
that's what I'm saying. Like
I'm with you.
at this point, I mean, it's unfortunate that that happened, but yo, they need to go to a psyche bar. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? To find out what triggered them to do this and make sure that it was okay and they thought it was cool.
And 8, 9, and 10, like, y'all, it was
Are
not,
they
it was free,
Republicans?
y'all. Huh?
Are they Republicans?
Oh, no, the
I'm
little black,
messing. I'm messing. I'm
yeah,
messing. I'm messing.
little black girl, unfortunately, um,
Right.
and she got dropped off, because her mom was having a procedure, and this was the result of her being dropped off, her
She was
being,
at school, or she
uh,
got dropped off at a friend's house.
she was at family's house. So, I'll give you the whole story without getting into the whole story because it's pretty long. So, excuse me, let me clear my throat.
Yeah.
Kimberly says her family member later discovered the little girl in the field and rushed in. Okay, going back up, going back up. I skipped a bunch right here. According to Kimberly, the incident happened on September 13th while her daughter was staying at a trusted family member's home as Kimberly underwent a medical procedure. She said she received a call saying her child
Exactly.
walked out of the house and couldn't be found. When she arrived, Kimberly claimed she found her daughter inside an EMS truck. What up, baby Rob? I found my daughter unresponsive, bloody, with her hair pulled from her scalp and her body covered in bruises. Her fingernails filled in dirt, her eyes filled with blood, her neck showing signs of strangulation, her mouth and lips bloody, and her private area filled with debris and dirt and a big lump on her head. She went on to say a group of bigger kids around ages 8, 9, and 10 walked to my daughter, presented themselves as friendly, took her by the hand, and walked her into a field that was far away from the residence. And in that field, they beat her daughter until she was unconscious. Unconscious. They ripped out her hair. They held her daughter down as they sexually assaulted her. They also shoved sticks down her throat, down her private area. Kimberly says her family member later discovered the little girl in the field and rushed her home while waiting for first responders.
Well, two things here.
Okay.
one, how did she get out the house without anybody, without an adult knowing that she was gone, first
Right.
place? And then two, that really sounds like it could have been like initiation. I mean, gang members initiate at a young age too.
You
Yeah,
think they
there's still.
get her?
I mean, initiation is initiation. They don't know who they attacking.
Oh, okay. So they could attack anybody. It could be
Yeah, they right.
oh,
Woman, child, old lady, it doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? So again, it's too many variables. Like certain situations, like there's so many variables here that's not being answered. Because first of all, that young girl should not have went out the house without
right.
an adult
Yeah,
knowing that she was going, and then allowing that to happen, and later find out, oh, where's she at? No, and I trusted you. Oh nah, yeah, somebody got to be. Hey, I'm gonna have to see somebody. I'm going to jail that day.
Mama said use the money for therapy for she will need it. Super Pat said I'm beating the caregiver I left her with. She's supposed to be watching her. And Mama said they should be charged regardless of age. I think so too. I
I
don't
think so too. I agree with both of them.
because of how brutal this crime was. The mama going into all of these details. I think they absolutely should be charged. I'm sorry, as adults, you know. Unfortunately, you do things like this. You what do they say? You play stupid games, come up with stupid prizes, whatever the saying is. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to play. I don't know what type of game this was, and here's the end result. They absolutely should go to jail, or the parent, one or the other. Somebody needs to go to jail though. So whether it be the mama or mama, the daddy, or the children, but somebody need to go to jail. And if nobody's going to jail, then yeah, Houston, we have a major problem.
I know.
Major problem.
I mean, the person that I left my child with, ultimately, you're the one that's ultimately responsible. Like dead ass. I left my child in your care. So you said you got my child, then you should have had my child.
But you know,
That
some
should not have happened to my child on your watch.
yeah, but sometimes stuff happens with these kids. But no, I'm with you. The caregiver should have done a better job of making sure that the
I
child.
mean, indeed, stuff happened. Like you could fall and bruise and get hurt. You know, you even bump your head. But for what happened to that young lady, oh no, 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 no. Under your watch, nah, it's not happening.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That can't happen. That's a lot. Like, and that didn't take 10 minutes. That didn't take 15 minutes. That didn't take 20 minutes. You feel what I'm saying?
Because they said they
So this
lost
little girl.
that was far away from the residence.
So again, how old was the young lady again? 5, you said?
5, and they were 8, 9, 10.
She's 5.
Yep.
There's no way. My little nephew in the house right now is 5. You understand what I'm saying? He can't go nowhere but no further than I can see in his damn backyard.
Yep.
You dig what I'm saying? So the fact that you allowed a 5-year-old to leave your residence that you're supposed to be watching into some deep woods, get out of here, man. And then they did this to her? No, man. Nah. And I can guarantee you that it was probably one of them little boys that had seen something or seen it done to his mother or whatever. And they just reacted and did the same thing. And then, of course, he had a whole bunch of little follow around friends that did the same thing, thought it was funny and cool. Again, not knowing the magnitude of what was happening
Right.
or what they were doing. Again, at that age, you're not thinking about that. At least I know I wasn't at no damn 8, 9 years old, 10 years
I
old.
remember, yeah, at 8, 9, or 10, thinking about, oh, yeah. But then again, I did kiss a little boy in the coat closet in first grade, so maybe,
I
maybe,
mean, I don't know. I mean, did I? Yeah, I did stick a pencil up some girl's little pom pom in high in junior high, not in Catholic school. I mean, but again, she offered. You
yeah.
know
So,
what I'm saying? But I didn't. Again, I still didn't know what I was doing. I just did it.
right,
You
right.
understand what I'm saying? I didn't. I didn't. Not to harm. She was like, "Hey, put that pencil inside me." I was like, "Put it inside you? What you talking about?" And then she opened up her legs, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't
And
know there was a hole there."
And that could be something she saw or experienced, you know. Baby Barack said, I agree, Mama. Charge them as adults because they committed an adult crime.
Yeah,
Uh,
they did.
the parents need to catch charges also because someone taught them hate. Super Pat said, you see in Atlanta daycare owners, Rottweiler killed the 2-year-old she was watching. I did see that. Mama
Yeah, I
said,
saw that.
was playing in the backyard. What up, Rashad?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a sad situation, man. It really is. I just know if it was mine, it'll be hell to pay. I'll be in jail or dead right now, or honestly. But then to charge them young kids as adults, where they going? They can't put them in jail.
They go to juvie. Yeah, you're going to juvie, and then once you get old enough to go to jail, then you're going.
Who's gonna watch them? Who's gonna watch them in juvie? Juvie's what, 13 and up,
Is it?
12 and up? I ain't never been to juvie, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming juvie's like what, 12, 13 and up. I'm just remembering friends that got locked up and went to juvie. They didn't even go to. They went to a spot called Spotsford, growing
I.
up in New York. So
But I just don't think community service is
no,
just
no, community service is not.
for
I
this.
would say charge them and then charge them as what's that? What they call that? As a sex crime. So they got a sex thing or on their record throughout
Yeah,
their lives. I say that,
I think they should.
and then put them through counseling until they're of a certain age or whatever the case may be.
So you think that they can be rehabilitated?
I'm not going to say in the necessary aspect of being rehabilitated. I'm saying like to show the magnitude or of what they've done that they still have to answer for what they did. You understand what I'm saying? This is not something that just you get a slap on the wrist and then you turn around and nothing happened. No, these for your actions, this is the reaction that's going to happen to you. So you're going to be charged if you can't be charged as a adult, yeah, we charge you as a juvie or whatever the case may be. You're gonna be registered. You're gonna become registered sex offenders at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. You understand what I'm saying? So meaning you have to be supervised in school because you can't be around other kids your whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? And you have to go through a site rehab or evaluation to find out what the hell was in your mind in the first place. And then from that, of course, it's going to stem back to a parent or someone, an adult somewhere. Now you go after that adult as well.
Super Pat said so much anger for kids. That's what I'm saying. That crime, the like when I read the magnitude of everything that they did, they lured her into a field far away from her residence. They pulled her hair out. They ripped her clothes off. These are 8, 9, 10-year olds. Where are you
Right.
getting that from?
That's what I'm saying. You got to look at the adults around these kids now. You understand what I'm saying? It had to stem from an adult somewhere. Or if not, it happened to them. It is they've seen it somewhere. So you read again, that's where the psych eval comes with these kids, having them have a conversation because now you get to see, where did you get this from? Why do you have so much hate within inside of you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like, issues that I had with my dad. I give thanks that my first two children were girls. So that way I was able to subside how I felt growing up. So that way when I had my son, I didn't repeat the same things that I got growing up with
Right.
my
Right.
son. So now he and I have a really dope relationship because of that. You understand what I'm saying? Now I can imagine, I already know if I had him first, we wouldn't have no relationship right now.
Right.
Because I will only regurgitate what I got as a child from my father.
Right.
Because
Super
that's all I saw.
I know, I understand. Super Pass said can't charge him as an adult. Send him to juvie. Mama said send them to scared straight. Super Pat said yes, they can be rehabilitated because they're young, but look into the parents and living environment. Hey, Smoke Angel
Exactly.
B. Hey May. And what Mama said? What about house arrest?
I'm
I
with
don't
that
know.
too.
They really need to go sit in a cell for a couple months to some years and yeah, let that marinate on what they did because
Yeah.
press community, sir. I mean, are they really going to know the full extent of what they did and how serious of a crime that they committed because what they did is very serious.
But they again, we talking about 8, 9, 10 year olds. They're not processing how serious that is. Their mind doesn't go that far. You understand what I'm saying? They can't fathom that concept of the magnitude of the crime they just committed. And they probably didn't even think it's a crime, to be honest. And
I
that's being real.
I find that hard to. I'm pretty sure they know exactly what they did. Super Pat said, "Prison doesn't rehabilitate; it makes you a smarter criminal."
I agree with you. I totally agree. I totally agree. Hey man, if a man can come out of jail and make a whole jail burrito in a grocery store, yeah,
Yeah,
that
Mama
just
said if
makes you
you
a
don't,
hell of a smart.
you're going to create a monster if you don't do it. There has to be some sort of punishment, um, regard
Yeah, that's. I
regardless
t-
of their age. Hi, Mr. Fancy Rashad. Where are you today in the
oh,
world?
my man cleaned up. Okay, Rashad, I see you, brother.
He had a fancy restaurant. I see you.
Is that a palm tree behind you,
I
man? Look at you, brother.
know. We see you, Rashad.
Right, 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 right. You gonna have the people
Hey,
come with the violin in a minute playing for you?
you 5 star. You 5 star dining. We see you, brother. We
Well,
see you. What's that
I
on
got it.
top? Is that on top of the rooftop?
That's just some turf on the ceiling.
Okay, then.
Uh,
You
he, he
got
pulled out
this
he pulled out the
stuff.
exclusive black card on this one. I see you, brother. I ain't even mad at you. Go ahead, bro.
Look, man, I'm out here maneuvering. Folks don't know.
I hear you,
So
man.
You
I
better
hear you,
mm,
man.
work it.
mm,
Do these
mm.
so we're talking about today, Rashad. What's going on with these kids? Because a 5-year-old was beaten and sexually assaulted by a group of children, 8, 9, and 10. They forced sticks down her throat in private areas.
Yeah, I
Now,
know. I know the story.
okay.
I know the story. Yeah, that was heartbreaking. And to see the mother online basically screaming for help. Have
Come
you
on,
seen her
Nessie.
Facebook posts?
Mm-mm,
What?
mm-mm.
No, you need to pull up the story, go find her mom's page, and it'll break your heart. It's almost as bad as hearing the story about the little girl, but
Yeah.
now you're going to hear it from the mother. And she's just like, the
Mm.
police ain't helping. Nobody is helping her out.
Why?
Nobody is helping her out.
Why is nobody helping?
Diddy, we talked about this. Unfortunately, you can overlook black women and no one is going to get angry.
Mm,
You can't do that to white women. Can't do it to Hispanics. Can't do it to nobody else but us. But y'all, should I say. And it's a story that is as old as time. That's why all these little black girls are going missing. You
yeah.
see something every month about it. And we just keep walking, walking along and doing our stuff. It's the same thing that I've been saying all the time. We are not our ancestors and nothing angers us anymore because we have been taught how to deal with all of this pressure that they keep putting on us. And so we
Yeah.
just deal with it. We don't try to solve the problems. We learn how to live with it. And that's our issue. That's our issue. 100%. It's look, take any one of our topics. It's the same message that I give for all of this stuff. We're not looking for answers. We want to
So,
report. We want to bring awareness. And that's the thing that give me awareness. Awareness that it's awareness is a statement for the lack of action.
hmm
And you hear people say, yeah, I'm bringing it for awareness. No, that means you don't want to do nothing, you know?
Mm.
And so that's kind of where we are, man. And unfortunately, I don't have enough advocates out here that are really ready to get into the fight. So that's why everything that I'm doing is always behind the scenes because niggas ain't ready. They're not y'all, but niggas ain't ready.
No, no, I
They're
know what you're
not.
saying.
Rashad,
Think about
let me ask
this.
you a question. Were they YT, the boys that did it?
I couldn't look it up anymore. I'm
Okay.
assuming they were. I'm assuming they were.
Which is why the police
But
is
I
not
don't
trying
know.
to help. Which is why the police is not trying to help.
Like I said, I don't know. I can't speak to that, you know. But I'll tell you this, because just like everything that I've been saying, there is a motion in front of the Supreme Court to add 19 seats to Congress, all all Republican. If that
Yeah.
happens, we will be a one party country. And all of the evil shit that's been looming, we won't be able to stop it.
It's gonna be over. It's gonna be too late. I mean, it's hard. I know it's too late, but we behind the eight ball.
Well, the
Way
point is,
behind. Been way behind it.
nothing motivates us to start doing anything, no matter what it is. We just live with it and we pray that it doesn't touch us. And then as soon as it does, we go and we scream, we pray for help and, you know, God, and then we start complaining, but we're all of the pastors and we're all these other people that's supposed to be helping, but we shouldn't get to that point. We should not allow this
Mm-hmm.
stuff to happen in the first place.
Well, Fa,
Mm-hmm.
when he was on here, we had discussed this, and he did make a good point about. He said, "Do you really think that middle class Black people are gonna get out here and fight a war?"
Look, I'll put it to you this way. The lower class ain't gonna get out and do it.
Right.
That's what, but he
Right.
said lower class people. He said lower class people are not even smart enough to do it.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's ready.
Now the
Nobody's
upper
ready.
class showing the upper class showing ain't gonna do it.
There are a few of us out here that care enough about all of us, but we can't get support. We cannot get support.
If you was
And
all about
all of
Obama,
this,
you would be. Why you think Charleston White said he switched his message up?
well, and
Might,
Charleston is a genius, man. Everybody
might,
is overlooking him. I'm
might
sorry,
not
go ahead.
like. I said some folks might not like Charleston White, but the reason why he talks the way he talks now is because he said he tried to come at ninjas politically correct and we didn't receive it.
He flat out said, I'm going to act a fool so y'all will listen to me.
So y'all listen.
And
Yeah.
everything that he said came true. And so that's why he just keeps going further and further, because that's all y'all listen to.
That's it.
Everybody's had him on his podcast now. He's getting paid. He couldn't pay somebody to listen to him, but now they're paying him. And it just shows you that we only pay for foolishness.
That's it.
No matter who you are, you got to think about it. Cam Newton had him on
Oh
his
God.
show, and he said, look, I'm giving you. He said, I'm giving you what you asked for. He said, I wouldn't have been on your show if I wouldn't have been talking like this.
Nope. You're right
Cam
though.
didn't have nothing to say. And so, look, we're almost out of time. How about this? You hear about what happened in Mexico?
Mm-mm.
The cartel says they're about to start hunting Americans that go to Mexico because of what he is doing.
Mm.
Really?
Mm.
No more vacationing to Mexico because they are looking for Americans.
Nah, I didn't hear that. When
Oh,
did
just
that
pull it up.
happen?
Just pull it up.
When
Pull
did
it
this
up.
happen?
It
Yesterday?
happened this week. Today's
Mm.
Thursday. It happened this week.
I'm about to Google it
Just pull
now.
it up. It's going to be all over. Watch. Google it and just read the headlines for your people.
What is it? Cartel looking for Americans?
Yep.
That's
But I can
crazy.
see it though. I can
In
see it though.
Mexico.
Even when didn't he just blow up another boat in the water?
Yep.
That's the fourth boat he blew up, not knowing who was on it, what was on it, and it was just like, oh, they was gang members and coming to the United States with drugs.
Two narco banners reportedly threaten Americans visiting.
I ain't got to make this up.
I see that they're using Americans to recruit.
Look, at the end of the day, keep going.
I see it. Cartel threatens target Americans in Mexico
Mm.
or
And
visiting the.
trust me,
Mm,
and
okay.
trust me, you don't. If anyone out go, any of us go, anybody go out there, you don't have no political power. Ain't nobody coming to get you.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody coming to help you.
So we just had to cancel we were going to do a cruise. We're going to go to take a couple of stops out there. Call the wife
Damn,
today.
I got a flight coming up in December, so I'm about to cancel that.
Look, man, I'm not taking any chances.
Nah,
Um, like I said, I really hope that everybody has what they need because all of this stuff that I've been talking about for a year and a half, we are right around the corner from it.
yeah, facts. That's definitely
Yeah.
fact. Even the president, what's his name? Torre out of Burkina Faso. He just rescinded his offer of letting Black Americans come over to his country and get
Yep.
citizenship because he found out there was people that were spies for them coming over there, and he was like, nah, we shutting that down.
Wow.
Yeah,
We
we
know
shutting everything down.
it's getting real out here.
It's
I
getting
mean,
real.
me and my
But guess
car.
what? We keep coming up with new dance songs
Oh yeah, of course.
and we keep going to the Chris Brown concerts and
What?
the
Come on, man.
Beyonce concerts and
Oh,
we
what's the
still
big
got
thing
boots on
now?
the ground.
What's the new thing? Oh, Cardi and Nicki beefing now? What?
Yeah.
Come on,
Oh
man.
yeah, and you see
It's
what's happening with the Super Bowl.
oh my God.
Oh, I think that's on purpose though.
You think what's on purpose?
Bad Bunny.
Oh, now, well, yeah. I mean, but you see, Jerry Jones has come out in public and said he's going to do everything that he can to prevent that from happening.
To prevent that
And
from
the thing that's
happening.
crazy, the dude is from Puerto Rico. He's from
Right, which is the
here.
U.S. country. It's U.S.
They don't
territory.
like nobody, but the other races, they got to get that
Hey
together.
man, look, I was in a bank the other day. This lady had on a MAGA hat. And I wasn't saying nothing to her, about my own business. And somebody else said something. And she said, listen, why don't you just go back to your own place? I said, man, where you from? She said, what do you mean? I said, where are you from? I said, did your family come over here and they signed over at Ellis Island? Did they sign in at Ellis Island? She was like, yeah, my family came from Ellis Island. So you're the immigrant, ma'am, not us. What you mean I'm the immigrant? Anyone who came through Ellis Island and signed at that Statue of Liberty, yeah, the immigrants. Not here before you. My grandfather, Blackfoot Indian. I know my heritage. I know my story. What's yours? Oh, you came from that desert place way on the other side of the water and you was escaping asylum. You was looking for asylum and looking for a better way of life. So your family came over here thinking this is what they're going to get. 9 times out of 10, they was crooks over there anyway. So when they came here, they was even bigger crooks now.
Mm.
And that's who came over here. They're not going to send you the
You,
best people. They're going to send you the worst people.
well, you got to remember the people that came were running from England because they didn't want to pay taxes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
And
But yet they come over here.
here's another part that I don't even know if they know. Christopher Columbus went back. When he went back, they arrested him because of what they heard he had done to the
Yeah,
Native
yeah,
Americans.
yeah.
And so he was a criminal over there, but he's a hero over here.
Over here. And they
Make
don't
it
even talk about that.
sense.
They don't even talk about how he
Um,
got arrested over there and what they did to him over there.
Super Pat said he's trying to start a war to evoke Insurrection Act. Mama said absolutely Chicago is out of control. Yeah.
You saw when they shot the pastor in the head.
Wait, in Chicago?
So there were 3 ICE agents on top of, one of their buildings and there was a protest outside and they were shooting the people in the protest with, pepper balls. And there was a pastor down there that was telling them to, accept Jesus Christ. And he shot him in the head, popped him in the head.
A
And
lot.
you know that, there was a lady that, I shot 5 times. You heard about her?
I heard about that. Yeah, I
No.
heard about that.
So an automobile accident. The dude, got out the car. He said, she was continuing ramming him and she was being all irate and all this other stuff. Well, the cam came out. None of that. He just got out the car and shot
hmm
5 times.
And nothing is probably going to happen to him.
Nothing. No, because they have full immunity to do whatever they need to do. Hell, I just heard the man on the TV the other day talking about he's taking away freedom of speech. And then the other
So he
dude on
said,
CNN talk about how he got full, he could do whatever he want. Can't nobody say nothing. And when he realized he said that, he shut up and froze like the camera was still.
Mama said, I saw that with the pastor shaking my head. I did not see that with the pastor.
look, man,
Mhm.
here's the deal. While you going on about your daily life, trying to, you know, figure out how to get to that next level, they are, they're putting pieces into place
That's
that
it.
is going to prevent everybody that even works where you work is not going to have a job in a minute.
Oh, well, you saw Walmart is doing a 3-year hiring freeze, right?
Mm-mm.
No.
They're doing a 3-year hiring freeze because they're going to try to figure out how to get these configure AI into their system. Yeah, it's coming sooner
Mm.
than you thought. And they're going to recalculate their management department because of it. So,
Oh yeah, man.
Mama said
Yeah,
they
better
just
wait.
pulled the baby out of her car in Chicago. ICE.
Really?
I
I
think
know
that
they
was the
went
lady that they
into the
shot.
neighborhood. Yeah. I know I seen when they ran up on this guy walking in the street. He was just literally walking in the street and they just ran up on him and started like attacking him, trying to arrest him. He was fighting. And then the people came and they walked away and then they went into the neighborhood in the shopping center and then the Latin Kings came out. And then they all took off when the Latin Kings came out.
Yep.
This is where all them gangs need to come together. You say you hard and you protect your neighborhood, then this is when you need to show that.
Oh,
Yeah,
This is
Mama
where
but
said,
y'all need to.
good. Mama said it just happened about the lady getting pulled out of her car in Chicago.
yep.
Mm.
Oh,
All right, let's do some final thoughts. Rest in peace to that baby. I mean, not rest in peace because she's still alive. Excuse me. Um, Jesus, yeah. Oof. I
there is no
feel,
good news.
I feel
There is
for
none.
5 years old, the trauma that she's going to have to grow up and live with because of this incident.
They
My prayers
snatched her
are out.
hair out.
Yeah, yeah, and ripped her clothes off.
You know,
Five,
obviously. Yep.
five. Oh, Rashad, you never did answer. You going to see about the parents or the kids? They
Am
can't
I
face.
going?
Yeah, because they
What?
can't. Some of them are not can't face charges because of the ages.
Oh, well, no. You put them in detention centers and you definitely arrest the parents.
Hmm.
I don't give a fuck. If my kids go and yeah, no.
Hmm.
You got to arrest parents
I'm either in jail or I'm dead. One or the other.
because
You
that
got
is the
both.
type of mentality. There is something being fed to them at home.
Yeah.
Ain't
Yeah, I
nobody,
said that.
they, they, they not going to church on Sundays.
Because where are you getting that? Where did you get that
Yeah.
from?
Well, the parents are fostering an environment that has put them in that frame of mind.
So you're not gonna
So,
they can't face charges. Can't face charges
but,
because ages. What are you gonna do?
well, no, you could take them what you call them, detention centers,
Can you?
juvenile. You can take them juvie.
Well, how old you got? How old is Juvie? That's what I was wondering. Because I remember in New York we had Spofford. Like that was like a detention center for young kids, and then depending on how long they had from Spofford, they got old enough. Then they went to Juvie, and then from Juvie they went on to like jail or whatever.
You, you have to lock them away because they are a danger. So I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about them. If you leave them out just because of their rights, now you're putting everybody else in danger. Nah,
But
they gotta
no, the
go.
mother is saying that some of them won't face charges though because of the ages. They're 8, 9, and 10. So because of the fact that they can't face charges, now what? Then Rashad.
Well, I mean, that's my, I don't agree with that. That's my point. I would be outraged, especially if I was the mother, but they not listening to her anyway. But I would, if I were her, I would, that's when you go get the civil rights activists. I don't, really like them, but they, they do cause
Who we
enough
got?
noise.
Who we got?
Uh, what's the guy's name?
Ben Crump.
Yeah,
Ben
Ben Crump.
Crump.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Man,
he's
where's
a,
Farrakhan at? I ain't seen Farrakhan pop his head up nowhere in the
Here you
room.
go.
that's
Hold
interesting.
on. Before we, Fa, hop on here because there was something you said about black folks that Rashad, black folks not getting out here and wanting to fight the war. I want you to repeat back to Rashad because it was a point because you was like, black people are not going to get out here and fight. We're not going to do it. Let's just be real. So I want you to get
Yeah,
on
I'm
here.
ready to fight. I'm ready.
I want you to get on
I'm
here, Fa.
willing.
And here he come. And I want you to say what you said because Rashad wasn't on here that day that you said it about black people not wanting to get out here and fight because we too comfortable. And I have to say it.
I remember when he said that.
Say hello.
Oh, hey, princess.
Hello. Oh,
The
talk to me. What's
baby.
going on? Oh, you gotta put it back. You gotta
Wait,
put it back in
that's
the
what
seat.
you've been up to.
Man, put that baby in a baby seat.
Hey, yeah, she about to go in there now.
Mind your
What's going on?
business,
Man,
Rashad. I want to see the baby
man,
again.
whatever. Yeah, put that baby up.
Yeah.
Ah! I see the car. I don't see the baby.
She
How
she
many
putting her out.
Nah,
weeks?
Anyway,
How many
talk to
weeks
me.
is she?
She's 5 months now.
Oh my
9 months.
goodness.
Oh,
Little babies.
Congrats,
All right.
pops.
Epe, you said something because we talked about this before, and Rashad was talking about everything that's been going on, as far as the government, and then you had said something about before about black people not wanting we would not get out here and fight, especially like the middle class because we're too comfortable. I think that's what you said.
Yeah, I said, black people don't want change. They just want to live comfortable under racism.
mm-hmm.
As long as they live comfortable under racism, they're not gonna change. But they're not willing to do what it takes to actually inflict change. Because to inflict change, you have to give up a lot.
You got to.
Rashad, you quiet? Nothing to say about that?
And I'm quiet. That's the message I've been giving this entire time. But
Yeah.
he ain't saying nothing different than what I'm saying. I
No,
just
but
told you y'all not doing nothing.
you were
I
also
told you
saying
y'all not doing
that
anything.
you were saying if we went to war, like how the middle class would not like get out and fight.
Nobody is, and I told you the lower class wouldn't get out and fight either.
Well, yeah,
Nobody is gonna fight. I told you that he's not saying nothing that I haven't said a million times. That ain't nothing new. That was my whole statement when I was talking to y'all about what we are not going to do.
Going to do. Yeah.
because we're too comfortable. What is it? Comfortable in our racism or the racism? I mean, he has a good point. We've been too
It's
comfortable.
it's like
I
I
got
told
four.
you,
Yeah.
we have been taught how to live with the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
We've been taught how to live with it. We haven't been taught how to overcome it. We've been taught how to fit in the spaces. And that's all that we know.
Who
So
is
we're not
we?
our ancestors. Us as a majority. Of
No, I'm
course,
talking
not
about like what
everybody.
time period do you? No, no, I know that. I meant like when do you think that transition shifted? Like what time?
In
What
the
decade?
2000s. In the 2000s.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, niggas been
Yeah,
doing real well by then.
cause you
Yeah.
got to think about it. The 90s, we just got a hint
I'm sure.
of what, the life beyond our parents was.
Right.
Like the people in the 90s, we were the first ones to really get exposure to that, right? Because they had been going to school and all of this other stuff. Some of the people, from the 70s and 80s, but exponentially grew around the 90s. And like I said, then when the rappers and the athletes started getting into it, then they started making money, and then the tech boom, and then they started allowing us to be educated. And then we learned how to, trade stock and all these other things. So then right around that, 99, 2000 era, there were enough of us here that were doing well under Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Under Bill Clinton, look, that's where it went up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, we started gathering too much that we got comfortable. And then, the conversation was just like, don't rock the boat. Learn to play the game. Learn to play the game. That's where all of that started coming from.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, I agree with that. That's why when you give
Yep.
them a
Yeah.
little bit. They don't want
Yep.
to rock the boat because they want to keep what they got. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then the crazy part about it is, I know I'm gonna bring it back to women, but when the level,
Outside.
I only bring this up because it's important. Because if you ask the average black girl, like what she looking for in a guy, she the average black girl probably think that black people in America are like upper middle class because all her standards are upper middle class. Like all the
No
things she's
facts,
looking
yeah.
for is upper middle class. Like so, you would think that we was a rich people, right?
Hmm.
Y'all ain't never met a
Well,
girl that just say, I'm just looking for a guy that's just a nice guy, a Christian or whatever, works hard and he treats me well. Like, no, everybody got to make a lot of money. Like,
do you know
everybody, a
why?
Hyundai is not good enough.
But
Right. They want, oh,
that's
he needs to buy me this. He got to do this, and he
well,
got no. Like,
once again,
what are you bringing?
that was the perception that has been placed on us, right? When reality TV came out,
Oh
that's
God.
Mm,
when everything just tanked
mm,
because
mm.
now you have broke people pretending to be rich.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then that's when everything in Atlanta
yeah.
started changing, right?
Started
Well, no,
saying,
actually it was
yeah.
before that. It was before that. It started changing right after Freaknik stopped. Because with Freaknik, everybody just, everybody was kind of in the same boat. But then all of the entertainers and all the rappers started moving over there and they were just throwing money everywhere. They were just throwing money. They were flashing all of this other stuff.
Right.
And so people wanted to be that. And then
Yeah.
everywhere else in the United States wanted to be like Atlanta because they were just like, look, this is a black mecca. You got millionaires there and, everybody there seems like they're having a good time. And so
See,
that was the desire of the entire nation for us, right? We got rid of, and let's be honest, we got rid of the Cosby Show. We got rid of A Different World. We got rid of Martin. We got rid
Family
of
Guy.
Living Single. They took all of our positive elements
Because
out
man
of
wasn't
television.
rich.
Say it again.
No, he ain't
No,
talking.
What is?
No, he's
I'm
not.
supporting what you're saying. I said
Yeah.
mine wasn't rich. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, 100%. So they took all of that off the air, and then they replaced it with Real Housewives,
Right.
and
Ghetto
then
shit.
and then they replaced it. Watch this with American Idol, and so now and so now everybody is trying to be Fantasia, right? And so
You
now
know, and I can agree with that because I
all they
was in
worried about
VA
is
around
just
that
singing.
time.
Yeah, all they worried
Yeah,
about is
I was
singing
in
now.
VA around that time, and that's all it was in VA. Everybody wanted to be the next Pharrell or the next Timbaland and Missy and Magoo and all them. God rest his soul. Like, and that's what it was. There was no more average people. Everyone wanted to be above average and
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to
true.
be here, but you was living here, but then you only had this status here. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously,
Well,
where the regular
that
people
really
at?
came from. Well, that's because women said regular people were less than.
Oh God.
I'm gonna give you the. I'm being honest with you. No, no, let me be honest with you. This is listen. No, listen. This is the real thing. This is the verbiage that they would use. I don't want to settle. See, settle. Average person
Mm,
became settling. That
yes,
was now the standard for settling. Rich
yes.
was settling. Oh, I'm not
Hmm.
going to settle. I'm not going to settle. I be looking at these unattractive, overweight women talking about you gonna die alone there. 'Cause I don't know what you think you're gonna get anything more than a bus driver, and you
Oh
be lucky to
God.
get that. You
Ain't
be
nothing
lucky to get that
wrong with
because guess
bus
what?
driver.
Where I'm from, where I live at in DC, bus drivers make real good money. It's
Hey
like a
man,
real
I
good
drove the
job
bus in
here.
VA. I made hella good money when I drove buses
Yeah,
in
that's
VA.
real good money here. Yeah, yeah, that's real good money here.
So like, and again, but neither one of them aligned because before I started working in the radio and doing stuff in VA, some women just, oh, you just a bus driver, and so what? But then when I started moving and shaking and doing my thing on the radio and doing the promotions, and now people are seeing me out more, they was like, oh, nah, go somewhere. I don't need to see you. You wasn't seeing me when I was just driving a bus. Now
Right.
I could get to this and I got this, and now go somewhere. I don't need
Got,
that.
got you up anything. Let me read some of these comments. Mama said, what we are doing more fighting. Baby Barack said, not all won't fight. My peeps been over the BS, ready to thump. I've been tired of begging for respect in our lives. Say when and where, and my peeps will beat you there. Mama said there are no great black leaders willing to fight anymore. And she said,
Facts.
stop blaming black women for everything. That's one of the reasons why we don't exist together as people. And she said, why are all men co-signing what FA says? Stop the madness. We are all in this fight. What up, Tizzle? What up, fam? We've been all over the place today. We were really talking about FA because there was a 5-year-old girl that was sexually assaulted and beaten by 8, 9, and 10-year olds.
Mm.
Yeah, the question was, what is going on with these kids today? And are you going to see about these kids or the parents?
Want me to tell you? Let me tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
Baby mama culture.
Oh my God, FA.
I
I
said
keep
that though.
telling you the truth.
I
Y'all
said
think I don't mind wearing a hat of hate women. I know it's easy to point to I hate women and I want to blame women for everything and all of that. No. A man is accountable for participating in the sexual act that may lead to impregnating a woman. But a woman is 100% responsible for if she decides to have a baby or not. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna put a little more blame on the person that has 100% power if a child is born or not, and what she brings that child into. And when you bring a child into a fatherless home, you get a
a
an
fatherless child.
unimaginable you get an unimaginable increase in children that are 8, 9, and 10 essaying a 5-year-old, beating them up, or just lawlessness. Listen, when you don't have men in the house, lawlessness is going to happen. That's what happens because
Hmm.
women can't raise. Women are not the foundation of structure, or they're not the foundation of discipline, which is important to the structure. They do contribute to structure. I don't mean to say that, but they are not
So,
the foundation to discipline. But go ahead.
so let me put a caveat on that you never actually really address. It's not a single parent home, and it's not just the
Mhm.
woman. The issue is really the young women because I was raised by a single mom, and there was no way she was letting me run in the street. She wasn't letting me cuss. She wasn't letting me do all of this other stuff. Right. And so it
She
ain't
wasn't listening to Sexy Red either. But go ahead.
what that's what I said. It's young women. It's the
Okay.
younger women. It's not women
Okay.
altogether. Right. I mean, because
Well, okay.
Okay.
Well, that's
you
fair.
you'll
That's
say
fair.
women all the time, but it's not women. It's just
That's the younger
put it this
woman.
way. It's the women that are having kids when they're still children,
I
right?
Exactly.
think it's
Because they
women that
haven't
are having kids now. But I would argue that women that had children younger, like around your mother's age, I'm assuming she's a little older. She,
right.
when they had children younger, their moral compass and their foundation was different from the women today. So
Yeah.
I would say
Well,
modern day women.
I mean, my mother
Well,
was 16 when she had me. You know what
but
I mean?
still,
So
modern day younger women, because I still know some women that are having kids when they're older in their thirties, and they're not running into those same type of issues of lawlessness that you're speaking about. I still think it's young women.
You see,
I don't think there are women out there having kids in their thirties that are, that have their kids running around in the street
I
like
think
that.
the
Now, of course,
baby
there are
boom.
some. There are some, but I don't think it's a large number. I
Would
definitely
you
don't think
would you
it's the
would you would you
majority.
think that the millennials though? I'm 36. So do you think when I was 17 that those women that were having kids when I was in high school that it started with them and even probably a little bit before that with Generation X? It didn't just start recently. This been going on for about 30 years, man.
But
Like
no, but
30
that was the
years
point.
ago. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
No,
All right.
well, no, what I was saying is that it's still younger women, right? Even if it's millennial or if it's, Generation X, if you're a woman in your thirties, even today, you've already gone through a lot of stuff if you haven't had kids yet, right? So a woman that is made it to her thirties, there's an element of responsibility that she already has, right? Because she made it to 30 with no kids. And that is a huge feat in 2025. So I still reserve that statement for women that are younger.
I think it's more the mentality, but I want to, I don't want to stray away from the main topic. So I just be trying to show you how I be connecting that baby mother culture to the destruction of our community, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But I don't wanna let's get back to the original topic. I'm okay with it.
So, okay, let me read some of the comments. Tech said, "What's going on with these kids is bad parenting. Too many people having kids that shouldn't have children. That men and women, nothing is censored anymore, and kids are exposed to all of it. Bad parenting or lack of parenting." Mama said, "Not every bad person comes from a single family home." And Mama said, "I agree. It's the younger generation." And FA, go get some therapy. You hate women for someone that hurt. Um, so I want to go back in because FA, we were talking about a 5-year-old who was beaten and sexually assaulted by
Mm,
boys who were 8, 9, and 10
mm.
for sticks down her throat in her private area. And some of them will not face charges due to their ages. So the first question was, what is going on with these kids, and what are you doing as a parent?
I've been a big man. I've been saying this for about 2 years now. Ever since I've
Yeah.
seen the rise in children being murdered in District of Columbia, that
Yeah.
we should lock the parents up. I think we should stop locking these baby mamas up and the
Right.
fathers. If we
You
could,
gotta be
no, no,
baby
no,
mama.
no, no, no. I said and the fathers. The
Okay.
problem is, no, no,
Okay.
no. But the problem is, most of them don't know who the father is. So, but we know who the mother is. You see what I'm saying? So, no, but we should start locking the parents up because the society should not have to be victim to parents that can't raise their children correctly. When they raise these terrorists, then they should be as equally culpable for the product that they put out into the world. That's my position. Lock the parents up. Lock these mothers up who can't raise these children correctly. But they so pressed to have a baby when they don't have the mental, emotional, or even economical position to take care of these kids, and they just say they do the best they can. But the best they can is dealing raising children that's essaying other children, murdering people, all kind of just the worst things in the world. So I'm a big component and lock the parents up.
And this
Like
was very
really, charge the parents.
this was a heinous crime because it was a group of big kids. Like I said, they were 8, 9, and 10. Walked up to the little girl, presented themselves as friendly, and took her by the hand and walked her into a field that was far away from her residence. They beat her until she was unconscious, ripped her clothes off. Because baby, 8, 9, and 10, where do you know how to rip somebody's clothes off? Um,
You know, because they mamas let men run in and out the house. I'm
Look,
serious.
bro,
Like
man, no, no, I can't let you
I'm
just do
not
that. That
blaming
ain't
the children. I cannot blame an 8 or 9 year old, a child whose brain is not fully developed. I'm not prosecuting that 8 or 9 year old for committing sexual heinous acts that that child may think is normal. That's
so.
not. They don't even realize what they doing. Like to the degree they may think what they doing is wrong, but they don't know to the severity of what they're doing.
So, so what I'm going to attribute that to is the fact that there is a lot of exposure that these kids have
Okay.
in 2025 that allows them to take to look at, right? To role play, right? You talk about the Grand Theft Auto. I remember when I was playing Grand Theft Auto, in the
Yeah,
90s,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I would
yeah, yeah,
I
for
would hear
sure.
people,
Rashad, you went out.
and I heard kids making violent and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, look, those are adult situations that these kids have 100% access to whenever they want to. And now in 2025, the graphics are so real that it's just like, look, some of those kids play those games just to rape the strippers and the prostitutes and to kill them. They do it
Terrible.
specifically for that. And so
Stop.
my thing is, I can't, I can't say because it was multiple kids. You can't say that they picked that up from all three different mothers, right? That's a hard statement.
I'm not
But what I,
necessarily saying. Okay, go ahead, finish, Michelle.
well, no, no. What I was going to say is something that is more realistic is the fact that they engage in probably social media elements and video game elements and music elements where they get together and they congregate and they have communities where they
Yeah.
talk about these things, right? And then
Uh,
they, got together and then they were just like, you know what? We found the opportunity. Let's go ahead and let's make it happen. Now, they may not know necessarily the fact that it's real life because everything that they do is in a virtual world. But once again, you can't always just put everything on the parents. And every time I hear, people talk about, hey, bad kids, they not getting treated right at home. No, that's not always the case because I do my damnedest to make sure that my kids know everything right from wrong, and they still do stuff. I still get calls, and
well,
I'm
your
just like,
children ain't well, your children ain't sexually assaulting 5 year olds. So let's keep things
well,
in context, right? And I'm not talking about a parent being able to control fully what a child can do, but let's just and let's put things in context. When I was a kid, when I was 8, 9, and 10 years old, had sexual curiosity too. And any chance I could get at a HBO sex scene or a blurred channel because we didn't have cable and this was staticky, and I could see a possible nipple or I could see a Playboy magazine because I had an older brother. That's listen, having sexual curiosity is not new to children. That's the
You going in and out, Epe?
is the parent all it is how to me these moms and how they parent. Now listen, the fathers are absent. So I'm not the fathers are absent, right? And I'm not giving the fathers a complete pass for being absent. I do
You
give them
should
some I
no
give
pass, Epe, for
because
being.
they should be there. Huh?
You should give them no pass for being an absentee
Well, the
father.
reason why, well, listen, you know what's crazy? It's 50-50. Because in one breath, I do feel like a man who don't take care of his kid is a coward. But that's how I feel in my life because I had a child that I did not want, at the time, but I was there for her whole life. What's up, my guy? What's up, fool? I was there for her my whole life and so on and so forth. But I also reserve the right to give women what they want. Women want equality. So it forces me to treat them equally. And if a man says he don't want a kid, then I gotta treat him equally and respect the fact that she made a sound decision to have this child all on her own. So you know what I mean? And I can't just blame him for her having a kid that he said he didn't want. She got to deal with the consequences of her decision as well. That's what equality breeds. So what I'm saying is, it's not just the reason why I'm blaming the parents is because I don't think parents raise children correctly. It's not just about Grand Theft Auto. I've been watching. We've been having access to porn since I was a little kid. See what I'm saying? Like now, it wasn't as prevalent as it is today, but it was still there. The difference was my mother didn't have niggas running in and out of my house. My mother, I didn't never meet her boyfriends. I've only known my mother to date one guy my whole life.
Yeah.
So it was just the way in which life was just the way in which I think mothers and maybe some fathers parent their children was just different, man. These kids, everything is normalized. Seeing their mother walk out with a fishnet shirt with no with her titties out with pasties on her nipples, that's normal now. Can you imagine your mother walking outside with her titties out in a shirt? Do you know we go to the club now and the girls got their titties out in a shirt?
No.
Like you can see the girls' titties. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Didi. Don't do that. Didi, you know what I'm talking about. The
Wait.
girls wear fishnet see-through
So,
shirts,
Epe, I
dog.
have not
Like,
been to
and
the
that's
club
and,
in a
li- and
minute,
that's
but
somebody.
I believe you. I believe you, and especially here in
Oh
Orlando.
my God. No, listen, Sierra, all the celebrities do it. They all wear
Oh well,
like
yeah, I see
these
them on the
clothes
red,
that's
yeah, the red carpet.
revealing. And
Yeah.
when you go to the club, they wearing the same things. And guess what? Those women got 8-year-old sons. They got
Hmm.
10-year-old daughters. Like this is what they come in the house look like that.
So
You
you're
know what
saying,
I'm saying?
the mama is already exposing them sexually.
I'm saying that the mama is, I'm saying that the father is absent, and that's bad enough as it is. And he's a coward for not being there. But on top of him not being there, you got the mama who is overly sexualized and introducing these things to their children very young. This is why this shit is so normal to them. It's so
Yeah, but
listen, on top of the society that we already live in.
I mean, but I'm gonna be real. I mean, I played Mario Kart. I had Nintendo. That shows probably how old I am. None of that stuff. Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't remember. And boyfriend, he plays video games. The video games he
Yeah.
plays, I don't see that stuff in the video games where they're ripping off clothes of women. I don't see it.
Oh no, it started. Oh no, it started in the 2000s. I'm
Oh,
telling,
okay,
like he was true. Richard, I mean Richard. Rashad
Rashad.
was true with that Grand Theft Auto. That
Okay,
started that whole like sexual exploitation. Like it kind of got extremely more graphic. But I'm not limiting it to just video games. I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about the only time I seen, the only time I seen some a woman's titties when I was growing up is because I grew up in DC and they smoke PCP. You might not know what that is, but we
I've
call
heard
it
of it
Love
before.
Boat. It's
I've heard.
called Boat.
Mm-hmm.
We call it Love Boat in DC, and it gets you high and it make you feel like you hot. So it would make people take off all their clothes and walk down the street, and they be hallucinating, they be lunching out, and you would just see a woman naked in the street. You know what my mother used to say? You know what
Well,
my mother used to tell me? Because I was like, Mom, what's wrong? She's possessed by a demon. That's what my mama used to tell me. So it made me think that it wasn't normal. I'm just saying I walked away with the situation with it not being normal. This is not something that's like okay or acceptable. But when your mama is walking around looking half naked, what do you think your children are going to think? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that plays a bigger part to me than anything else. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
As
Hold
far as
on.
this sexual stuff. Go ahead.
Mama said, why not lock up these men for being absentee fathers or deadbeats? Tech said it's because of what they exposed to. These kids are exposed to so much bad sexual ish, no censorship. They see and experience too much. Mama said, I told you the video games were a part of it. Joey Cake said, and there's usually one or two who are the driving force. The other participant out of
Out
fear
of
or
fear.
acceptance. Mama said, now we know why you mad, FA. Swisher T said, he's speaking facts. And Tech said, I see it weekly. And Swisher T said, shaking their ass in front of the kids. My mother never did that in front of me. Oh, God. Okay.
I was letting you know they've normal things. You can't normalize a sexual, a heightened sexual normacy, and then now when you start seeing and they're surprised like where they got it from. They got it from society as a whole, but they also got it from their parents. But guess what? My daughter is living in the same society as these other kids. She's not doing that. You know why? Because her home is telling her not to do that. I don't care what you see on the internet. I don't care what you see on the TV. You know why? My daughter know that if she see a girl twerking on TikTok and I walk in the room, she gonna drop the iPad. She know something she shouldn't be looking at. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, she
Like
knows
it's
that.
already initiation of fear there.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that she's not exposed to it. I can't control everything she's exposed to, but she knows it's wrong. You see what I'm saying? But these children don't know it's wrong when their mama doing it. Their mama doing TikToks they twerking and doing TikToks with the kids.
But 8, 19-year-old boys that beat and sexually assault a 5-year-old girl, they
I
didn't
don't
get
know to the
hip hop.
severity. I don't know to the severity of beating. I just can tell you this: when I was 8, 9 years old, I was humping the little girls in my classroom too. I'm gonna just be 100 with you. I was humping them too. Now
No,
I
they,
wasn't doing it to the degree that you're saying, but I am accounting how society is a much more. They exposed to a lot more than I was when I was that young. But I
they
was
ripped
humping
her
at
hair
8 or 9 too.
scalp, FA. They ripped the baby's hair out of her scalp. I mean, come on. Come on.
Well,
8, 9,
yeah.
8, 9, and
And you
10.
telling me, no, 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 no. I'm not making excuses for the children. But
Okay.
I think y'all forgetting that they're children. I'm holding the parents responsible.
I
Let me
I
ask you this.
I do
DD,
not
you don't
remember
have kids,
FA
but if you,
when they committed this crime. This is a heinous act. This is some ish that we know
yeah,
adults to do, not children.
wait,
Children.
DD, if you had,
And they held the
DD,
girl
if you had
down.
a, if you had an 8 or 9 year old, Didi, I feel comfortable in being able to say this about you because I know this. I feel like I know this enough about you.
Go ahead, say it.
You would not be raising your children to the degree. I'm pretty sure you would be, if you found out your 9 year old ripped out a 5 year old's hair and SA that a 5 year old girl, you would be shocked. Wouldn't you be shocked?
Oh, I'm whooping ass.
Wouldn't you be shocked? No, no,
I
no. But would you be shocked about your child
absolutely,
doing that? No, no,
absolutely.
no. Okay, cool. Now, why would you be shocked?
Because where the did you get that from? I didn't raise you like
Because
that.
you didn't raise your child that
Right.
way. Okay, cool. So if it's doing that, isn't it reasonable for me to assume that they have been raised and that they think that this is possibly okay? Is that not fair to assume?
That they were raised to think that beating and sexually assaulting a little girl is okay. I would hope that.
Yes.
I would
So
hope.
Listen.
here's the deal. Here's
No,
the deal.
that is normal and that's normal in certain communities. No, 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 no. Let me be clear. I'm not saying listen, as saying we're talking about 8 year olds. So
No,
their mental
we're talking about
capacity is not to the
nine.
degree that you
They're 8, 9, and
no,
10.
no, eight. Okay, 8, 9, and 10 year olds don't have the mental capacity and the which in the way in which that you're trying to like highlight it. Like they sexually assaulted them. Like you're kind of like saying it like they was 25. 8, 9, and 10. Now, I'm not saying that what they did was right. I'm saying that that cognitive mind is not developed enough to really understand the severity of what they're doing. And
Look,
what I think is reasonable to believe is they are mimicking things that they see that's normal in their life. That's all I'm saying.
so here's the deal. I mean, that's a great assumption. I hear you, but you have no idea how much of that has been picked up at home and how much has been influenced through society, right? My thing is I'm putting my money more on society when it comes to deviant type of behavior, right?
Yeah.
Really?
They ripped
Really?
they ripped the little girl's hair out. I don't know many things that could be happening at home. There could be things, but I don't know many things that could be happening at home that would put a child in a situation to where they would think something like that would be okay or to try and do it. There's only one correct, there's only one correct answer. Both have to be, you have to go out to the parents. You have to go out to the parents, but you also have to get the kids off the street.
Yeah.
You can't leave those kids out there because now you're putting everybody else in potential harm's way. And so the answer is you gotta address both of that. You gotta address it both.
Rashad, I agree. Rashad, I agree with that. I wasn't saying that these children should not be get the help that they need because they
Okay.
need some psychological help. I wasn't. Well, maybe I did, but I never included that part. But I thought that kind of so fair enough. But yes, I am. I assume that it was understood that yes, no, these children need to be reprimanded, and they need to be taught the severity of their actions, and they also need to get the help that they need. I'm saying that, but the parents should be prosecuted. I don't think the children should be prosecuted. I think the parents should be prosecuted. I think the children should get help. That's my position.
So
That's the difference.
Nah, I don't want no children walking around like that in my neighborhood. And FA, let's keep it a bean. Would you really want kids like that
Yeah,
walking the street?
no, 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 no. Children are precious, and children are sponges.
well,
Like
Nah,
but
children are
hold
not
on.
responsible for their actions to a certain
No,
degree,
no, no.
to a
That
certain degree.
I don't agree with it, bro. Because there are just some evil
Eight,
kids
nine,
out there, man. Yet
but
100%,
even
bro. Man, look, I'm
hold
telling
on. So
you,
what should we
there
lock
are.
them up forever?
Well, just understand the point that I made is that they have to be separated. I didn't say necessarily incarceration, but there needs to be some work put into these kids before they're let back out on the street. They can't just be back in the, public society because if they've done it once and then if they don't get reprimanded for it, message,
right.
then they
Well,
think it's
no,
okay.
I agree. No,
Yeah.
okay, I agree with that. I agree with
Yeah.
that. Maybe I thought when DD said let back out on the streets. I may have thought the extreme. So you mean like put them in a program, not jail? They're not going to go to jail. They're going to be put in some type of
Well,
program,
it ain't
rehabilitation
no
program.
jail for kids. Yeah,
Unless they go,
everything for kids.
yeah, isn't
Okay,
juvie
okay, yeah, I'm okay
crazy?
Unless
with
they
that.
what?
They can. The
But
point of it, they can't
even
go
in juvie, they
unscathed.
have programs.
Yes, they
Yeah.
can't go
Well, yeah.
unscathed
No,
because
no.
if they go unscathed, it's like Rashad said. They go unscathed, they're going to probably do it again.
But yeah, I don't. I want to make
And
my
so, yeah.
position clear. I never said they should go unscathed. I
Okay.
just said I think that
I
the parents should go to jail. That's what I or
so
should be criminally prosecuted.
so at the end of the
That
day, I definitely believe that there should be repercussions for the parents, right? You
okay,
don't.
okay,
There there is some element of neglect that the parents are providing. I'm not saying that the parents are fostering that behavior. However, if these kids are spending 12 hours a day, playing all of these fictitious games to where
yeah,
they are unable to separate reality from fantasy, then
yeah,
yes, that's where the accountability for the parents comes in my perspective. Right.
one
And
hundred
so,
percent. I agree with that. 100%. Well said.
yeah. And so it's at the end of the day, there's only one answer. You have to kick the kid repercussion from that. But my issue, more so than anything else that we're not talking about, is the fact that this fucking mother is begging and pleading for our judicial system and our police department to address it, and they are leaving her high and dry. That is a bigger issue.
Yeah. I
That is
mean,
a bigger
I
issue.
think that I think that this mother, although it's a tragedy, she's not bigger than the system. And because now that it happened to her child, that we're not going to now create new legislation that we locking up and throwing away the kids on 8 and 9 and 10 year olds. See, yes, it's
No, no, no,
unfortunate
no,
what
no.
happened. Oh, but
No, my point is, regardless of what it is, they are not responding to her on a crime that has been committed
what does
in a
that mean?
heinous
Not
manner.
responding. So what does not responding
No,
mean?
see,
Maybe I don't know
so
what
watch
that
this.
means.
When you go and
Yeah.
pull it up, make sure that you look up the mother. She has, the first time I was, exposed to it, I saw a post specifically from her walking through all of the details. And then I went to her page and she was on there talking about how the fact that no one is trying to assist her in addressing this situation,
What does
right?
address
And
mean?
address it. Look, they're not talking. She filed an initial report and she's trying to follow up and they're not getting back with her.
addressing
Not
meaning
here.
like we're addressing it now. We're talking about it.
No, well, the
Well, yeah,
police
I mean,
don't talk about it. The police do an investigation. They're not going to have an internet forum and talk about it, right? Like, so
well, yeah,
she
not what we're
report a
doing
crime,
here,
they
but
do it right
No,
clearly.
but
But
they
what I'm
will.
saying
The
is, you
police will
report a
address it.
crime,
They'll have
they
like a
do an
press conference.
investigation, and they come out with an outcome. It's really that simple.
No, when I
but
meant
here's
addressing it, like having a press conference and letting the world know that okay, this happened, and because they probably try to keep it under wraps. I need
So
to
you
do more.
think that that's the police job or the news or local news, like media's job, to put that out? I'm just
well, you got to
curious.
think about it. Police do that all the time, bro. So regardless of
No,
whose
no,
job
I'm
it
not saying
is,
that they don't. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not saying that they shouldn't either. I'm just curious on. I'm trying to mind you. I'm not familiar with what's going on at all. I've never heard of what's going on. But I'm only solely relying on what y'all saying. And when you say that the girl is not receiving any help, I'm kind of confused in that way. What you, or is she translating not receiving help by like not getting what she wants, or is she
I think
saying
they have
literally she's not
closed.
getting help?
I think they have closed the investigation, and no one is getting charged
Yeah, 'cause you
with
know why?
anything.
Because in most, you know why? Because in most states, a child under the age of 10 can't be charged with a criminal act. Like, even if a
Now, I've
7 year
never
old shot an,
heard that.
oh yeah, okay, well I know. In District of Columbia, a child under the age of 9 or I think 8, don't quote me, it's 8 or 9, cannot be charged with a criminal act. If an 8 year old shot another kid, they can't be charged with murder.
I ain't
They
never heard.
can't be
Bet.
charged with murder.
So,
Look
but
it
here's the
up.
thing.
I'm about
I don't
to.
understand how that's the case when you have kids that are bringing guns to elementary
All right.
school that are being, I don't know if they're being arrested, but they're being taken away and they're being put somewhere. Something is being done because they have committed a crime. But to your
So
point,
I
I
never,
don't know
I
where
didn't say
these
they can't.
areas are.
Right. And what I'm saying is, I didn't say something is not going to get done. I said they're not going to be charged with murder. I didn't say that
Okay. No,
there's
fair
not going
enough.
to be other things happening, but they
So,
won't be
if that
charged
was
with
the
murder.
case, if that was the case, then I would 100% take my daughter to go and kill every last one of them kids, knowing that she is 5 years old.
That
And
that was the
that would
answer
have been
I
my
was looking
justice.
for. That's the answer I've been looking for the last
You
hour.
know,
That would
listen,
have been my, if I would have found out that they can't go to jail because they're under 10, I'd have been like, bet.
but
That's all I need to hear.
you know what I find interesting, and I don't want to make it about, but you know, this is the Democratic position. You're speaking more on the Republican position. See, Republicans believe in holding all people accountable. I live in D.C., and this law came from a liberal Democratic position and not charging children and committing acts. And I actually agree with that, but from your level, from you personalizing it, like imagining the scenario was your daughter, you're now taking more of a Republican position and saying, no, charge
So,
that
so
8-year-old and give him life.
I
here's
say
my position about that.
to be charged.
Here's
You
my
wanted
position
to act
about that.
grown,
That is
you
not,
deserve to be charged with a. You deserve to be charged as an adult. You wanted to be grown.
As
You
an
wanted to be
8-year-old,
grown.
so,
Didi,
I
as an
don't care.
8-year-old,
I don't care. I don't. You wanted to
I'm
be
just,
grown. You
I'm kind
wanted
of
to act
disagreeing with
grown. So now you should be charged as an adult, especially
your bro.
doing it to a
Do
5-year-old
you know?
girl.
Listen. Do you know one of the reasons? Listen. Do you know one of the reasons why the government is shut down right now, and the Democrats won't, give the necessary votes to create the unlock? And one of the things is that they don't want to be able to charge adults with certain levels of crime until their brain is fully developed. And they say that an adult brain is not fully developed to the age of 21, and that's a Democratic talking point, but they don't want to charge certain things because the brain is not fully developed. You know, this is something that's in reasons why it's shut down because the Democrats are trying to force the Republicans to make sure that this bill passes. And their position is do not, a brain is not fully developed until a person is 25. And y'all want to say 8-year-old's brain is fully developed enough to be able to get a harsh punishment
Yep.
years, 10 years, or even for life. Like, I'm
okay,
your Democrats will
okay.
be very
I,
disappointed in your
look,
position right now.
I
Right.
don't know what you've been watching, bro, but
Are you,
I have
you
not
don't know? You
seen
never
one
heard that,
thing
Rashad?
that anybody, you got to hear me out. You got to hear me out. I haven't heard one thing about any Democrat talking about, the age of, or it is something they're talking about. That's the main point.
Hold on,
So the
Rashad. You breaking
main point is the
I'm about to say,
fact.
I thought it was
Oh,
just my phone. Start
No, no,
over,
no.
Rashad, because your phone went out.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
said
you're
you
good.
didn't hear any point about a Democrat saying what?
so I haven't heard anything about the Democrats holding their position because of cognitive brain function being, at 21 years old.
Development.
That might,
Development.
that development, that might be something, but I assure you that's not the main point. And
It is.
so the way that you painted that, that's inaccurate, bro. They're really holding everything up because of these
Yeah.
ridiculous tax, realignments that they have,
No, no.
right?
Oh, no,
And
no, no,
so,
no. So the conversation wasn't about, agree with you, brother. The conversation wasn't about what the real intentions of the Republicans are. It was just highlighting a Democratic position. A Democratic position is they believe that adult mankind should not be held to a certain standard until their brain is fully developed. And they believe that their brain is
okay,
not fully developed until 25. I just found it
okay,
interesting
but
that because both of you guys are Democrats and y'all are in a position of wanting to charge 8-year and 9-year-olds with
okay,
heinous level
okay.
of crime. And I said that's kind of opposite of your party. That's all.
So I hear your point, but the statement that you made was the Democrats are holding up the Republicans' bill because of this
I
brain
said one
issue.
of. I said one of. I said one of. I said one of the
No, you didn't say
reasons.
one of you. No, you
He
you
did say
No,
one.
I
said
didn't
He
that.
say
did.
You
so.
said the
I said,
He
reason.
did. Rashad, he did say
Didi,
one.
please.
He did. He did. He
Thank
did
you.
say one.
I
You
said
said
one of
one.
the
Okay,
reasons.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
maybe it went out on my end. I didn't hear that. However, one of the things that I will say is that is a small element. If
Yeah.
they were to, if the Republicans were to um, give up this ridiculous tirade on Medicaid, if they were to, if you make below $15,000 a year, this bill says, I think in 2029, your taxes will go up 74%. 74%.
I don't think that makes sense, but go
That
ahead.
means that you're going to make, hey, look it up. Look, hey, you can look up. And if you're making between 15 and 30,000, I think they said it's going to increase up an additional 22%. And so the thing about it is, the people that are saying the Democrats are holding this bill up, y'all are not paying attention. At
Not
the
holding the bill
Democrats are
up,
holding the line.
holding the government shutdown, not the bill. No, not any
I
particular
mean, but
bill.
here's the thing: the Democrats don't have control over that. The Democrats are
No,
not
no, 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 no.
holding the
No,
government
no, no.
shutdown.
No, the Republicans need at least four Democratic votes to be able to unlock the shutdown. You know that. It ain't about who got
I mean,
majority. Even even with it when it comes to things like this, you still need what they call bipartisan. That's the word. You still need some
well,
level of
yeah, but
bipartisan cooperation.
okay. Um, I will be available
I'm
tomorrow.
not
I
an
got to go get my
advocate for
kids.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, Casey. Yeah, we got time.
I really want to
Tomorrow.
finish this, but I got to get out of here.
FL
Final
available
thought:
tomorrow.
that's bullshit. Final thought is bullshit. Everything, everything in America is bullshit right now, and you better be prepared to find you a tribe.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a tribe.
Mhm.
We do not need to be in this bitch by ourselves. Everybody needs to go unify. Everybody needs to go have some thought provoking conversations in silos off of social media. Because what's going to happen next that nobody is talking about? He's going to start siphoning through our personal conversations. And
Yep.
anyone that is talking about things that he doesn't want us to be talking about, they're going to come after us. It will happen if we don't do anything.
It's already happening.
Once again, they not, it's not happening the way that it's going to happen. And so my point is, once they're done with this whole Hispanic thing, they're going to come for the blacks. Once they come for the blacks, you see, they're in Texas. They have uh, put in undercover agents to go to what they call the radical left movements, Antifa. And I'm just like, Antifa ain't they ain't been the cause of really anything major. Yeah, they're inciting stuff, but I'm just like, you got white supremacist groups out here that are openly doing stuff.
Hello.
So look, at the end of the day, the problem with Americans is that we are so smart that refuse to think that the worst is not going to happen to us, and it's all
You know,
coming our
I
way.
kind of lean that way too. I kind of do lean that way. That's a fair point because often don't see, and I kind of reserve my opinion sometimes because I'm not as educated on why Donald Trump is so scary that y'all make him so scary in ways that
Y'all make him. What
see.
is that statement? How do we make him scary? If you just look
I'm gonna
at the
tell.
things that he's saying, I'm listening.
I'm, no, no, listen. I'm already conceding that I'm ignorant, right? So, but like, treat me like a person that don't know. Don't treat me like a person that's coming from an informed position. You know what I mean? My opinion is coming from a place of don't see it. I don't understand why y'all are making him so scary. From what I see, things aren't that bad. We see it. I don't see what's so scary and what's going on. That doesn't mean that things. that are behind closed doors are not going on and them they affect me later. I'm just saying I
Well,
don't
let's
see them. Or like for somebody to point them out, because I just always hear people say he's the devil, he's the worst thing in the world. He's going to put us back in slavery, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? I hear all these extreme allegations. I just be like, I tend not to believe those. But every time it's and I'm not for Donald Trump, but I'm also not for the Democrats. I just be wanting them to justify their position. Like, why do you make these claims, and what supporting evidence do you have that supports
fair
these
enough.
claims that
Fair
they
enough.
make?
Fair enough. Let me give you a couple of them, then I got to get out of here. It was
Okay.
what, yesterday? Just yesterday, and you can go look all this up. He was just being interviewed about how ICE is going to handle protesters. And he says if you are arrested for, um, for flag burning, if you're arrested for flag burning, he literally said, we're going to take away your freedom of speech. These white people have been ready to
How is that
fight
possible?
and bruh, easily. He has the courts. And number two, here's the thing. A lot of the stuff that he says he doesn't have the power to do, but because of the fact that he has everyone around him that is willing to march forward, all of this stuff is going to be caught up in litigation later on,
Mm.
years later. No one is stopping him today. You say, how is he going to do that? That's very easy. He is going to tell the ICE gang to go and arrest anyone, and then he's going to put them in a jail cell, and he's going to start shipping Americans overseas. Because if you send them overseas, you get them off the grid. They have no rights.
I think I just
So
lean
all of
more
this,
towards that's not possible. I know that they will call that your position is I'm naive, you know what I mean? And my position is I just don't think that's possible. I'm one of
okay,
them
well,
ones that
but
think that
here's the thing.
he's not as scary as y'all think. But go ahead.
No, 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 no. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Everything that I've just mentioned, he has already done to citizens. He is already locked up and imprisoned American citizens under the false claim that they thought that they were illegal immigrants. And he has already shipped them overseas and they
I
are
only
off
know
the
of one.
grid.
I only know
That
of
you know
one that he
one?
sent overseas. No, I said I only know of one. He's from where I'm
No,
from,
no, I
Maryland.
think there were two. I think there were two or three. I think there were two or
I
three.
only know of one.
And
I know, no, no, no. I know of. He has definitely locked up Americans that were citizens under this idea that they were illegal immigrants. I'm not. You get no refute from me on that one. But I only know of one actual person that was authorized to be in America and was unconstitutionally sent to El Salvador, and he shouldn't have been. And I only know of one case, and I don't know of all these cases where he's
damn
been
it,
locking up American citizens and sending them to other countries. I've never heard of these
what,
things.
what time
Well,
are you gonna be on tomorrow, Didi?
Yeah,
at
let's talk.
what
Yeah, let's
time?
talk. Cause I'm gonna do some surgery. I think tomorrow will be good for me. Is so. 2 o'clock Eastern time. What are y'all? 'Cause I think y'all in a
Yeah,
different
two
time
o'clock is
zone.
what 2 o'clock is what time I come on. So 2 o'clock we'll do it. All right, Mama said what is scary is an idiot having so much power. Trump and Joy Cake said Trump is not scary. It's the amount of extreme supporters that he has. All right, tomorrow we're back. We'll do this again, part two. All right. Thank you guys.
And back to no, 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 no. What's your mother Instagram name again?
Saracino 273.
And Saracino, I hate women. So let's just get that tattoo.
Mom.
And shout out, see y'all tomorrow. It's all
All right,
love.
all right, FA. All right, y'all.